Now, as I'm getting into this, I don't want nobody to feel like I'm counting nobody's pockets or I'm hating on their bag or no, it ain't no shit like that. I just got a feeling that when you financing young guys like this on the college level and they all out playing at the same level, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of jealousy going on, and a lot of the players that's around those players that's getting that top dollar, they're gonna be looking at them under-eyed a little bit, especially if them other players are making millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they ain't showing no love. But at the same time, yeah, that's their money, that's my money, but these companies are literally paying these players based off their potential and their social media world. How many fans they got, how many followers they got, and what they could potentially become. So say you giving all this money to this child or to this guy, he getting millions of dollars, $1 million. He at the university or whatever, Missouri, just anything, and you giving him 600,000. He getting 600,000 a year while he there, and he plays running back. But you got the linemen that block for him. They don't have NIL deals. They not making money. They still eating turkey sandwiches. They still eating the school meals. They just that they can't go out and hit the mall and spend, 6,000, 7,000 at the mall. They can't go get the new Jordan cleats or this that. They can't. They don't have the freedom like this man got. But when they get on that football field, that man is gonna be expecting them to carry the load by blocking for him and keeping that line so he can get his yards and he can keep his NIL deals. Pretty much, if you on a team with a player that got an NIL deal, you have to help them keep that NIL deal. It ain't like the pros. When you in the pros, everybody getting paid. Linemen, everybody works to get what they earn, pretty much. Even though it's a lot of incentives and a lot of bullshit in the league too. I know it is. I ain't been in the league, but I know it's some bullshit in the league. I know it's players who don't get paid what they deserve or what they feel like they deserve. But in the same sense, you still getting paid millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, practice team players get paid. So it's a different playing. It's a different playing field in the NFL with players that's blocking and helping players that's getting paid too. Because if I'm getting 2-3 million a year, and I'm just a tight end, I'm not gonna trip when Tyreek Hill getting 16 million because that's Tyreek Hill. I can't run a 4.2. See what I'm saying? This the league. I do my part. I get my million. He get his million. So at the same time, it's very very different on that NFL level. So down here in the college level, these guys are younger. They're a little more immature. They fresh from home. They don't have nothing. They parents and brothers and cousins and shit. They around. You got immediate family still around. So it's a little different when you see that other guy got all that money, got all that bread, and these companies are endorsing him. These companies come to meet with him. These companies are inviting them to commercial shoots and this, that, and the third. And the other guys are just sitting back watching. But come Saturday, we got a block for you. We got to pass the ball to you. We gotta deal with your attitude. We gotta deal with your ego. You gonna want the ball. You gonna want to be the star. All that gonna come into play. So when a team goes out here and lose with their star player getting all this NIL, how do you think the other team gonna look now? Now does it look like he don't deserve that money? You see what I'm saying? Or y'all still gonna pay this person based off his potential and his name? Because that's what NIL stand for if you don't know. Name, image, and likeness. Your name, your image, and your likeness. Who you are, your social media, how you look, and how many followers you got and all that. And your likeness, your potential. How many companies, how many teams like you? How many big time corporations will endorse you that like you? So that's what NIL deals are for. So just think in a sense, if a company that controlled NIL money, think if that NIL company had or the NIL deal went to the team. and everybody on the team got a check, got incentives that was a certain amount every week. Like you might get $4,000 or $5,000 a week. Depends on how many star players you got on your team. Would depend on how many NIL deals you get, which would depend on how big the team's check is. You see what I'm saying? Instead of it just being about one person. So if we bring in, let's just make up some names. We bring in uh uh Jake Patty, Michael Parks, Tucker John, and they 5-star. They come into Missouri. We just hypothetically speaking, and they coming into Missouri. Now the way they do it today, John Tucker, Louis, them 5 players, they gonna get the NIL deals. They gonna get the NIL money. So when they come in, they gonna be set up sweet. They gonna be treated a little different. They gonna have a little money to sling around. And like I said, some of them not gonna show love to the other players. So the other players it's gonna be a split up already. It's gonna be a boundary line already. That's them mothers over there. They getting their money, whatever. But think about it this way: what if them guys came in and all these NIL deal companies? Now they gonna NIL deal the team. So now they gonna say, okay, since Missouri got John Tucker and this whoop bam, we gonna give whoop bam to the team. Cause we like y'all's name, image, and like. Now we gonna put Missouri up here. Now Missouri can get more endorsements. Now Missouri can get a championship. Now Missouri can get into the playoff. See what I'm saying? NIL deals should push the program, not the player. I'm gonna say that again. NIL deals should push the program, not the player. That's why a lot of these programs are failing, because everything's been individualized now. And then if that individual make a little bit more money, if that individual don't decide to put back into the college, then that college just suffer. That's why a lot of these HBCUs suffer, because you got a lot of guys from HBCUs who go to the league, but since they've been struggling all their life, like black folk, we come from a lot of trauma. We ain't never had none. So once we get our bag, we're not looking to donate and do all that. But if these schools like Jackson State and Howard and all these HBCUs that's underfinanced, if they could get 4-star, 5-star recruits, a couple of them, and then some NIL, some CEO corporations who do NIL deals would do a deal with the school, then you can put some money into the school. See what I'm saying? Instead of just giving it to one person, he gonna blow it on a car, a house, a boat, vacation. That shit gonna be gone. But if you give an NIL deal to the team, to the school, every week the players get checks. Every week the players getting different little meals. Every week they get a care package from the corporation. It might be some t-shirts, might be some hats, might be some cleats, might be some gloves, anything. You see what I'm saying? Especially if it's like a Nike deal or something, or Aeropostale, any clothing brand, something. Like, it's a lot of money out here that could be slung around to these programs. And I just feel like they just giving it all to the individual, because we done been stuck in this individualized world in America. Everything about the individual. Everything about everybody want to be a star. Everybody want to be famous. Everybody want to be individualized. We done forgot we a nation. We done forgot we people that live amongst each other. But everything needs to be drawn back together in the college football world with the NIL deals. I think NIL deals are gonna separate players from who got it and who don't. It ain't gonna be about talent no more. It's just gonna be about name, image, and likeness. Yeah, you good. You got the talent, but a lot of players ain't gonna be trying to go to certain schools to play with talent. Like, just because this guy going to Ohio State, the guy over here, he ain't gonna go. The other 5-star won't go because he can go to UCLA and get a bigger NIL deal. See what I'm saying? So it's kind of taking away the beauty and joy and everything of the game. It's just gonna make it all about money. They're just gonna be chasing money. And y'all know that the NFL, NBA, all this shit been watered down ever since everybody been chasing money and chasing the ring. That shit been watered down. The competition been watered down. Look at the All-Star games. Everything been watered down. Everybody said the NFL getting weaker. Come on. And all this stuff comes back to name, image, and likeness. These prima donnas and everybody want to be individualized. And, if he making this money, I need to be making this money. If he making that much, I need to be making this much. which don't make no sense to me, because y'all already make too much goddamn money anyway. If a top player, if a guy making $3 million this year, and he averaged 100 yards a game rushing, and they paying him $3 million on the season, and then next season he come in and average 150 yards a game. What these players do is they ask for more money. Okay, I'm performing more. I need more money. That makes sense. It do make sense. Me personally, yeah, that makes sense. But on a reality scale, based on our economy and how we move out here and shit, it don't make sense. Because you don't need it. You don't need it. Jaylen Brown don't need $65 million to play basketball. You don't need that much. A basketball stadium, arenas, and all these games, you shouldn't be charging $400-$500 for nosebleed seats. You don't need to do that. There's plenty of money out here. Plenty of it. But since everybody has made it all about the dollar and all about the bag, this is the world we live in now. Everybody chasing the individual. Everybody chasing the N.I.L. Name, image, likeness. That's it. So I think N.I.L, I really feel like N.I.L money should be for the teams. You should finance these teams. If you're a clothing company and you want to do an NIL deal with Alabama with Jalen Milroe, that's how the way they do it nowadays. I don't agree with it. I don't think you should take one player and give him $2 million. I think you should take that $2 million and split it between the team within their 11 or 12 game season. So for 12 weeks, they're gonna get X amount of dollars of a check. And once the season over, it depends on what type of endorsements you got. Once the season over, your checks will kind of go down or whatever, however they want to do it. But I think while the football player is there, while that 5-star recruit is there, while those guys are at that school, if the NIL wants to endorse that player, I think they should endorse the program. Straight up. Not give the money to the school, but give the money to the players, to the team. Every guy on the team should be getting a check. Like you should, as a player going to another school, even if you're a 3-star or a 2-star, you should be excited knowing that if I go over here to Syracuse, Billy Ray going, who was a 5-star, so I know Nike gonna endorse. I know Bentley gonna endorse Syracuse next year. I'm going to Syracuse because I know I'm gonna get a check. You see what I'm saying? Win or lose, win or whatever. We have a bad season, good season. We're gonna make some money while we play. If so and so going to Washington State, whatever the fuck, he 5-star, I'm 2-star, I'm going in there. He out starting running back. I'm the starting wide receiver. I ain't that good, I'm just a wing guy pretty much, but I do make catches. I get the job done. I don't feel like I should suffer, and this man should get bukus of millions just because he's a little bit better than me at the position that he play. Because at the same time, the same player that y'all giving all this NIL money to, they can flip around and have a bad season. They could turn around and go to the NFL and flop. They could get injured. So now all the money you done put into this player is gone. All the likeness you done put into this player is gone. But if you endorsing the team and one player get hurt, your money is still useful. Your money is still being used. Your money is still not going to waste. And then the team that you're endorsing is still able to win games and flourish. Because these guys are motivated. They confident. They got some money in their pocket. They got these corporations behind them. You building the ultimate confidence in these young men who probably felt like they wasn't a top recruit, but now they get to these schools and making some money, doing what they do, playing the game they love. So it just add an extra boost to their manhood and their whole mojo as a person and as a citizen of this country. And eventually into a professional into this country. Professional, whatever they graduate in, sport, whatever field they go into, they're going to become a professional, pretty much a wise spokesman for the game. And one day they can go on and tell their stories and how NIL deals for the team help them. help them, tuition, whatever the fuck. Because a lot of these players are not on scholarship. They have to pay out their pocket. Their parents have to pay out their pocket. So just imagine how them parents might feel when they go to school with a guy who making X amount of millions or X amount of 100,000. You know, like Manning down there in Texas, he making what 600,000, 700,000. You know, and you know the other Texas guys, yeah, they winning. But y'all best believe it's some Texas guys out there looking like, how the hell this man making, 100,000, $200,000, and he the backup, all because he's Peyton Manning's nephew, Eli Manning's nephew. His name, his image, his likeness. See how it's low key unfair, and I think it's gonna start some bullshit eventually down the line. Straight up with the college world, these college kids. It's gonna eventually be a lot more robberies, like that one out there in UCLA with Colorado and them. It's gonna be a lot more of that once these, people and time still the way they is, and people start really realizing that these college kids got this bread and they coming to these stadiums and they shit is in the locker room. And y'all know these kids at 19, 20 years old is reckless with money. They not keeping their money safe and investing and all that. They probably walk around with $2,000 or $3,000 on them. 10 stack, 20 stacks on them. Like a rapper, like a motherfucker finna hit the strip club. You 21 years old, you got 5,000 on you. Yeah, you got a knot in your backpack. You got 10,000, you got 30,000 on you, 50,000 on you. You look in your bank account, you 19 years old, you got 75,000, 85,000. Shit. Them little mugs finna be stunned. There's gonna be a lot of stunning going on with these NIL deals as time go on. And you know they ain't gonna do nothing but get higher and higher. They gonna get more money. Especially when one of these players come along and live up to the hype. Like if a LeBron James player come along in the football world or basketball world, and they give them an NIL deal and they live all the way up to the height, all the way to pro. Shit, NIL deals gonna go through the roof. And I really feel like they should make them for the team, man. It shouldn't be just for no individual. It's too much individualism in this country, period. But as far as on that football field, them guys, I feel like all those guys should get a fair check. All those guys should be compensated. Because all those guys have to go out there and play and win. All of them. Just like the pros now. If you want to pay the players, you got to pay the players. If you want to pay the players, you got to pay the players, man. Just like the pros. And that's the way they gonna play. Cause I guarantee you paying one of them guys all the millions, and he get to talking shit to one of them guys that ain't making no money and talking to them like he above them and they beneath him. Oh, it's gonna be some shit. You're gonna hear about somebody getting their head lumped up. For real. You're gonna hear about one of them players getting their head lumped up about their NIL deal money. But me personally, man, P.S.A, man, I feel like NIL deals should be for the whole team. P.S.A, man, y'all check in, man.